5 days after Kobe Bryant's untimely death, the Lakers will take the floor tonight for the first time since the tragedy. Fans will be receiving those Laker replica jersey T-shirts and memorials all over the place. A couple of seats set aside for Kobe Bryant and his daughter Gianna, his 13-year-old daughter. 2 of the 9 passengers who were killed in that helicopter crash on Friday. Just incredible emotions tonight. There will be a remembrance before the game against the Portland Trail Blazers. Let's welcome in Los Angeles TV legend Jim Hill, who's been covering sports for KCBS for as long as I can remember. I don't honestly know how long, Jim. You've been in that market a long time. Can you describe to us, those of us outside L.A., how the city has reacted and tried to deal with this tragedy this week?
Well, Matt, first of all, thank you for having me. This is something that we have never gone through before. I can tell you that for me personally, Sunday was the absolute worst day of my broadcast career. Kobe means, and I still speak of him in the present terms, Kobe means a lot to all of us. He is the most singularly focused athlete that I've ever met. In a city of stars and potential stars, his stars shine the brightest. When you have someone like Jack Nicholson who is in awe of you like he was in awe of Kobe Bryant, then you know you're on the right track. There's not a lot of people that are recognized by just one name. There's Muhammad, there's Tiger, of course Michael, LeBron, and Kobe, and just a couple of others. So the impact that he has made on this sport, on this city, on this country, and think about this. He's even more popular in some parts of China. One of the reasons, a couple of reasons of that, he gave it his all. Every time he stepped on the floor, he did everything he could to win. I remember one time in Utah, they were playing horrible, and Kobe went in at halftime and said, hey, listen, if you guys are too afraid to win, get out of my way, I'll win it myself. That's the kind of Mamba mentality that he had, and fans appreciate that. Fans love him for that. And we'll always be grateful for having him in our presence, because there'll never be another Kobe Bryant to grace our presence again.
Yeah, competitive spirit resonated with folks around the globe, as you mentioned. The outpouring of support and grief from around the world has been incredible, and particularly so there in L.A. as well. Meanwhile, the Lakers as a team and as an organization have to go back to the business of basketball starting tonight and the business of trying to contend for a championship again. How deep does Kobe's loss cut within the organization?
Well, the players have not talked not at all. We probably will hear from them after tonight's game. LeBron hasn't said hardly anything except a couple of tweets. And one of the things that has been so impressive about LeBron, when he sent out his message to Kobe, he was talking to Kobe in the present tense, telling him, thank you, telling him, I got you now, telling him, I'll see you a little later, telling him, give me the strength and courage from up above. That's how Kobe Bryant and the fact of Kobe Bryant and what he can do to have an impact on someone like LeBron James. The evening is going to be extremely emotional. There's going to be a lot of tears, and I've come up with the saying of, you know what, it's okay to cry, and there's going to be a lot of tears, that's for sure.
I can imagine. What should we expect in terms of ceremony as the team honors Kobe's memory and Gianna's and that of the other passengers and the pilot of that helicopter crash on Sunday?
Well, we will see all of those pictures of all the passengers. There's a video montage of Kobe as he came to the Los Angeles Lakers and as he grew into a wonderful father, tremendous family man, and a great human being. We're going to hear a lot more from Kobe. We're going to hear from Jeannie Buss. I think we're going to hear from LeBron, because LeBron hasn't had anything to say publicly or on camera at all this week. But we're going to see how much love, and there's a lot of love in this building. I'd like to add this one thing. For the love that Kobe had for his family, for his sport, the craft that he had for the sport, when I think of the word love, I think of Lionel Richie. And when Lionel has this song that says, love will find a way. Mm-hmm. And through all of this tragedy and through all of this horror and through all of this grief, if we just keep the faith, love will find a way, and we will start to get back towards being on the right track. It's going to take a while. It's going to take a long time.
Well, he brought millions of people together as a competitor and as a champion, and he's doing the same in death, unfortunately. Jim, we appreciate the time. Jim Hill with us from KCBS after a very difficult week. Thanks for stopping by.
Gentlemen, thanks for having me on. Like I said, keep the faith.
All right, Jim Hill with us from Los Angeles tonight. Can't imagine the emotions in the building tonight in L.A. We're likely to hear, I don't know if we'll hear from LeBron James or not, but it's very possible. We just haven't heard much from the players, understandably so, because Kobe, even though he was not LeBron's teammate, he has been a presence around that team, and obviously an inescapable presence in the city of Los Angeles because of his popularity there and because of his record as a Laker, the greatest Laker of all time, according to Magic Johnson.
Yeah, I think when LeBron played with Kobe in the Olympics those 2 times, that's how they were able to form their tighter bond, All-Stars games and things of that nature. But it's one of the toughest things, Matt. I said it earlier on the warm-up, when my father passed, it was hard. But I started thinking, what would my father want me to do? He wanted me to go play the game. And that was the only 2 hours for about a good 3 to 6 months where I felt relief. Because as soon as the game over, we go back to grieving.
Right.
Just like Jim said, it's going to take a while for everyone to really move on and accept this is reality now.
I just think being in that arena among the teammates, among friends, among all those Laker fans who are like family that loved Kobe in that city, I think this is going to be a healing. I don't care what the outcome of the game is. It's not about the game. This is the first day that they're actually going to start healing. They've been outside scene because now they got to heal in front of the public. Yes. You got to get to where you can go out and do your job and play the game. And if you everyone up here knows Kobe. Kobe would be about, look, playing the game, love your family, take care of your family, but when you step on that floor, do your job. Yeah. You got a lot of people coming to see you play, so I expect the Lakers to give their all. I just don't know what to expect because 3D. Look. If we would have had to play a game right after Malik Sealy died,
I remember. Yeah.
The thing for us, it happened right after the season. I couldn't imagine coming in that locker room. We had the whole summer to adjust. Right after, I couldn't imagine coming in that locker room, looking at his locker, his jersey. We left his locker and everything in it just like it was. So it was just, it's something even to this day. It still bothers me. I can't shake it. And I never will be able to. And then the fact that this happened with Kobe, it's just something that, and Jim said, it's going to be a long time.
I think it was Steve Kerr who said this week that this was maybe the saddest day in NBA history.
It is.
And I don't know that I can think of a sadder one because he was only 41 years of age. He was in the prime of life. And even though it had been nearly 4 years, it felt a lot less time ago that he was still playing.
Right. I remember it was sad when Magic Johnson came out. I know it was a sad day.
For sure.
This right here, yes.
The thing that makes it tough for me is, the competitor that he was on the court, that he cut no corners. The thing that I love hearing is the kind of father he was.
Yeah.
He put all that energy, all that focus into his family. And that's what you're supposed to do when you've been playing a sport at the level he's played. And then he turned around and put all that energy into his family. And that's the tough thing because he found that balance on the court and outside the court.
His influence on this next generation of players, frankly, on his generation of players, because I know that you guys who considered him not equals, but in his generational realm, were also taking notes from him. But the next generation, too, coming after him, how did players look at Kobe? And as you said, when you're a young player trying to go against this legend, how did you try to model yourself on him?
Well, I'm a little younger than P, so, P was looking up to basically like Magic and Jordan and those guys. Well, I was a guy that was looking up to Kobe. When I was in high school, it was that Kobe and Shaq duo going on. So, when you look at all the guys, and I'm watching today's NBA, you watch these guys, and it's sad to say, but since the tragedy and the death of Kobe, to me, the NBA has went to another level of guys competing and playing hard. You have, Trae Young, who has already been balling, but you look at the game he had last night. He put on the show. You look at Bradley Beal. All these guys all these guys are to me looking like they're going out there and laying it all out on the line. Just playing hard. Yeah, as to Kobe, and you love to see it.
The one thing I see that how he's influenced this generation, and I'm gonna go brand wise.
Okay.
And I'll never forget this. When Kobe came out with that shoe, the low top shoe, nobody was wearing low tops at the
Nah,
time.
right.
You know, we was wearing quarter tops. Then it was like now you had Harden, you had KD. These guys had their signature shoe. What were they? They were low tops.
Of course.
And that was his influence on this generation as far as branding. You know, you started to see it around the league. Now everybody around the league started wearing low tops. And it was like, that's all because of Kobe.
It's the lineage, too, when you look at his on-court game. Look, especially at the beginning of his career, everything Kobe did was a mimic of Michael Jordan. And I say that as a compliment because everyone wanted to be like Mike, and nobody got close the way Kobe did.
Yes.
Kobe was the one who managed to capture his essence, the style of his game, the rhythm of the way he moved up and down the court, even some of his speech mannerisms. He sort of mimicked and echoed Kobe. And then Michael Jordan, of course, to a lot of players who are younger in the NBA today, like Trae Young or Luka Doncic, Michael Jordan's an old highlight to them. They weren't even alive when Michael
Even
Jordan
all the way
was
down
playing.
to the frame of Jordan,
Right.
the ball head,
All
the
that.
charisma,
The walk,
the walk,
Right.
the
So
shirt
those-
being tucked in.
This right here.
Right? So those young players are picking all of that up from Kobe.
Yeah.
And Kobe got that DNA passed down from Jordan. So the way Kobe was a conduit for what many people consider the greatest player ever. And that's yet another thing he did, was carry on Michael Jordan's legacy in a way, again, nobody else was able to do. No one else could be like Mike the way Kobe could be like Mike. And then add, of course, all of his own layer onto that was incredible.
But you know what's crazy is that, and it's no disrespect to Mike, because you know Mike is up there as one of the all-time greats, but Kobe mimicked Mike, but he took his skill set to another level. You know, Kobe to me was more skilled than Mike. Not in no disrespectful manner, but I'm talking about when you looked at all the things that Kobe mastered in his game, this guy would literally shoot left-hand shots in the game, and was serious about it. He wasn't even playing. You know, he was serious about it. So to me, you know, when I think of Kobe, I think of as probably the most skilled guy to ever play the game.
Yeah, I agree with that.
Really?
Yeah, I mean, he's up there. I mean, there's nothing he really couldn't do.
Because
and then as he got older, you know, he just like Mike, you know, he started going to the post more.
Right.
Sure.
You know, the
Well,
footwork.
he learned how to adapt in a
Yeah,
way
he
that was so
adapts.
impressive, obviously. And again, even after the Achilles injury, you saw him able to adapt in that way. Man,
Absolutely.
I'm not getting into a Kobe versus Mike discussion. Not
man,
today. You are
nah,
not
I'm not
trapping
doing
me
it.
into that. That is not going to happen. All right, coming up, we are going to remember Kobe Bryant with some of his teammates, the guy who played with him. We're going to be giving you Mamba moments throughout the show as well. These are going to be some of our favorite Kobe highlights. And here is his first one, his first All-Star game in 1998.
Here comes Bryant ahead of the field reverse. And a clap.
That's the
See, that's what I'm
vibe.
talking about. In an All-Star game, you want to do things that
Madison
you
Square
normally
Garden,
would do.
baby.
But Shaq knows how important and
Man,
Kobe's
nobody talk about his
electricity is to the
athleticism
team.
like that, too.
Setting him
Oh,
up.
young
the
Kobe,
delivery,
come
the
on. He had
spin.
NBA DNA.
What's that, the helicopter?
Kobe had pounds.
Yeah.
Look at that.
Goodness.
That's sick.